Comrades, are you ready? Jungle, are you ready? The crowd tonight is massive. War is in the dance. War is tonight. Somebody please tell the Prime Minister to call the election because the comrades are ready. Easy, selector. Let me greet his worship, the mayor, my very good friend, Councillor Andrew Swaby, one big bad General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, comrades on the platform and comrades in the audience. Respect is always due. Almost 2 years ago, the party asked me to work alongside the very brilliant Julian Robinson to shadow the finance portfolio and to speak on matters of the economy. And this evening, the party asked me to talk to you about cost of living in Andrew's economy and to talk to you about energy. And I'm moving with an agility because I have a bit to cover and I want to cover it because I notice that them on that side, they want to water down the politics to a politics of clerks. They want to remove the substance from the political discussion. But this evening, I want to inject some substance into the political discussion. If there is ever a failure on the part of the Holness administration that warrants them not to be given a third term, it is the failure in the energy ministry. If you have ever wondered about the direct consequences of corruption in government on your life, if you ever wondered how corruption affects you, then look no further than the Ministry of Energy. The reality is that in Jamaica today, cost of living is a survival battle. We are fighting for our survival with cost of living. Cost of living is too high in a small island state like Jamaica that has the capacity to produce more. A study was done that shows that 55% of Jamaicans are suffering from food insecurity. What that means is more than half of the country cannot afford a nutritious meal on a daily basis. And cost of living is not just a problem on its own. It is connected directly to the energy costs that the country faces. When the PNP left office in 2016, the average cost of energy in Jamaica for each kilowatt hour was US 23 cents. Today, in Andrew's economy, it is more than 40 US cents per kilowatt hour. That is because of the failure of the Holness administration. But I want to break it down for you. I want you to see how it affects your pocket. The reality is that energy, the cost of electricity, is an input cost in the production process. So when you go to shop and you buy a bread, you are paying for the cost to produce that bread. And included in the cost to produce that bread is the cost for light bill. When energy cost increases, the manufacturer doesn't eat that cost. He doesn't absorb that cost. He passes that cost to you, the consumer. So when this week you go to a supermarket and the bread at $400, and next week you go and it's at $500, Me hear somebody say a $600 now. It is because of the cost of energy that the manufacturer passed to you. Young people, when the university tell you say them have to raise tuition, it is because in part light bill gone up for them, electricity bill, other utilities related to energy, so they have to raise your tuition to recover the cost. So when you have to pay higher tuition on a semester basis, it is in part due to the fact that energy cost has increased. So you can make the connection between Andrew's failure to bring down energy costs in the economy and how it is hurting your pocket. But perhaps the most significant way in which high energy costs in Andrew's economy affects your pocket. Everybody know about the Jamaican dollar. The Jamaican dollar run over $160 now. The question that you must ask yourself is, why is the Jamaican dollar running away over $160 for $1? The reality is that the greatest demand for US dollar in the economy is to buy oil from overseas so we can generate electricity in the country. When you have a high demand for oil, it puts significant pressure on the Jamaican dollar. So the Jamaican dollar runway, and when the Jamaican dollar runway, everything increases for you. Your pocket burn you, no money no left in your pocket because of Andrew and him failure to grow the economy. So the question that you must ask yourself is, how do you bring down energy cost so you can respond to the cost of living crisis? You have to add renewables to the national grid. In Jamaica, over 80% of energy generation comes from oil. We need to add more renewables to the national grid. The last time a government added renewables to the national grid, we're talking about wind and solar energy, it was Portia Simpson Miller. It was Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller. After 18 months of the last PNP administration, we were able to issue the requisite proposals. And the last time renewable energy was added in Content Clarendon and Paradise Park, Westmoreland, it was the People's National Party. Over 8 years, and the Honest administration has not added one ounce of renewable energy to the national grid. That is a problem. And why? It is because of the corruption at the energy ministry. The ministry has had 4 ministers, and the only reason it looked like low intellectual, low intelligent Darrell Vaz at the something is because the standard before him was so low. And we know that Darrell Vaz not too competent, and if him can't sit down in a cabinet, anybody on road can sit down in a cabinet. But I'm wrapping up. I want to tell you, before Darrell Vaz had the portfolio, oh my God, it was Favor Williams. I know Favor can't do much to save our life. Favor did nothing to advance renewable energy. By the way, the other day, Statin said that the economy grew 1.1%. Favor, she come say we have strong growth. Somebody tell the minister to have some ambition. or Favor Williams. Andrew Holness had the energy portfolio after he had to take it from corruption-plagued Andrew Wheatley. So the problem is there was no policy focus in the ministry to advance the agenda. But the PNP will fix it. When we come to office, we're going to expedite renewable energy to the national grid. We are going to renegotiate the JPS license because we will be in government. I'm wrapping up. When Darrell Voss came out with a grand announcement the other day that the government would not renew the JPS license, we were never impressed because we had announced months ago that we would not renew the license under the existing terms. Because when we first issued that license in the early 2000s, since then, dynamics have changed in the energy sector. That warrants changes in the license. So we will not be doing that. We're going to look at net billing. We're going to scale up renewables. We're going to look at how we can have energy generation in special economic zones so that we can bring down the cost of energy. Comrades, we have to get the People's National Party to power. So choose Mark Jefferson Golden. Comrades, the word is love.